A couple of scenes from Superman are getting censored in other countries because they were deemed too sensual. There are a couple of kiss scenes between Lois Lane and Clark Kent in the movie that are extremely steamy and not fit for PG-13 audiences, according to the film regulators in India. They have the Indian Central Board of Film Certification, the CBFC. They removed 2 kiss scenes, most notably the 33-second long mid-air kiss toward the end of the movie. I haven't seen the movie. Brett has. But I'm surprised that they included such a long, drawn-out kiss scene,
Well, it's
actually.
the very end of the movie. It's literally, I don't know if it's the final
You
shot
said it didn't feel like it was 33 seconds
so
long.
It's, what it is you get that moment at the end of everything, so it's a moment
Yeah.
of catharsis for the audience, which allows that take to linger more. The other one that they're talking about, which was like Lois and Clark getting kind of frisky in her apartment, was so quick and over with that I didn't even remember. I honestly didn't even remember that it happened until I saw the screenshots of it, which I do have here. I didn't even remember this until
But it cut after that part, I assume?
Yeah, well, they have like a reason to stop talk. Like they get in a fight, like in an argument, and then if I remember correctly, they get in an argument and he leaves. I did laugh. I'm sorry, I don't know if you wanted to start here, but this take from somebody that says,
well, this started from the original tweets about the censorship, and then someone said, "Soft porn in the name of kids and family-friendly superhero flick. Snyder's Man of Steel wasn't this dark and edgy."
Okay, so the first thing I thought of was not just in the movie, but in the trailer. Okay, not Man of Steel, but in Batman vs. Superman, there's the scene where Lois is in the bath, and it's the most sensual bath ever. If I remember correctly, no bubbles, no candles. It's a Zack Snyder movie, so everything's gray and dark, and Superman comes in and they talk. I don't even remember what they talk about, but he jumps into the bathtub with her.
He jumps in,
and he's got his clothes on still.
Was the water splashing?
Yes, it was. And then he takes his shirt off, and that's like the extent of it. But to be fair,
Who jumps in
that movie?
Must have been a big bathtub. Okay.
In that movie, Henry Cavill and Amy Adams had like negative chemistry. If you ask me, that's just my personal opinion on the matter. But yeah, they're like, this is like the hot take is to say that that it's dark and edgy. That's not what you're thinking of. Dark and edging. That's not the same thing as dark and edgy. I wouldn't have called anything in James Gunn's movie. Actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. Jor-El and Laura do tell Clark to go forth and, take the women and start a harem. That's pretty edgy.
Yeah, it is edgy. I would say that's edgy. That's not getting as much pushback, though. One response
no, it is.
said,
It is. Like the internet right now, at least my corner of the internet,
Oh.
all of the memes are about Jor-El with like purple drank and talking about harems.
No.
And it's not politically correct.
This response said, "Kissing is porn now? What a weird way to admit you've never kissed a girl on Maine. How is this any different from Henry Cavill kissing Amy Adams?" I mean, the main difference being that Rachel Brosnahan and David Cornsweet have chemistry. Henry Cavill and Amy Adams did not. That's the main difference. And they did reply with the gifs of Henry Cavill taking his shirt off in the bathtub, saying, "Meanwhile, look at this disgusting porn scene in Batman vs. Superman."
Oh, my stars and garters.
Yeah.
It's his bare back.
Like, everyone knows that I'm the moralist of this podcast, and I have no problem with a kiss scene in a movie. I really only would be bothered by it if they actually showed graphic sexual content in the movie, especially given that it's rated PG-13. But the Indian Central Board of Film Certification deemed these scenes overly sensual, and these cuts have fueled backlash over inconsistent and conservative censorship practices. There were a lot of people reacting to this saying it's ridiculous, and they were saying there were double standards. There was also a scene in F1 that got cut showing a middle finger emoji, which was then replaced with a fist emoji.
Oh, that's really funny. That's sad because that was a really funny part of the movie. So in the movie, this like duplicitous board member for the race team tries to like convince him to help screw over his old friend who got him the job. And he says, oh yeah. And he doesn't tell him that he's actually working against him. And then later he shows up at the final race and he sees him from across the track and he just texts him a middle finger emoji.
But then it's a fist. That totally changes the meaning of the text message.
It looks like he's giving him a bro fist.
Yeah. You could at least send like the eye roll emoji or something that would communicate exasperation. And then India censored expletives in Thunderbolts recently. They were just muted. They weren't replaced with anything.
They also replaced apparently the scene of Guy Gardner flipping someone off with the Green Lantern ring with the power ring on. Like that's
they censor?
They must have censored that too.
Did they censor Millie Alcock calling Superman a bitch?
Probably not.
No,
I don't know if bad words are necessarily the same thing as visual depictions and stuff like that. That's also a point of contention going on right now too, is a lot of people are not happy with the fact that in this universe, Supergirl goes to planets with red suns so that she can get drunk.
Someone else on X said that the CBFC would allow horrific scenes of violence and SA in a certified film that kids are freely allowed to watch, but won't allow consensual kissing in a comic book movie that kids should watch under adult supervision. I don't know what example they're referring to there. The recurring pattern has reignited debate over freedom of expression and the broad powers under the Cinematograph Act.
I remember like one time we were on the show, I was like, is cinematographically a word?
Cinematograph Act. The CBFC's certification guidelines enshrine freedom of speech and expression, but these rights are subject to, quote, reasonable restrictions on various grounds, including decency and morality.
Look, I still remember in Batman vs. Superman when you had to look at Ben Affleck's bare ass in the shower, and I'm like, really?
Is that necessary?
Was that necessary in this movie?
I don't like that.
Like, is that dark and edgy?
Did women like that?
I don't think a lot of women cared about Batman vs. Superman.
You know what? I understand that this is like an overreach. This is censorship to an excessive degree, but I do wish that we had similar standards in the Western film industries about obscenity. I think that obscenity laws should definitely make a comeback. We still have the FTC, of course, but I don't think it should be acceptable for graphic sex scenes to be in movies and TV shows.
I mean, what's an example in recent years of like a movie? Like TV, it happens a lot, right? Like they don't have the same standards. Everything is HBO now because it's all streaming services. Like, I can't think of any... I
don't think Florence Pugh's tits should be in Oppenheimer.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't think that those scenes were necessary.
I don't think so either. Like, I didn't... When I watched it, I was like, did that need to be in there?
And you can come up with a rationalization for anything. You can come up with an explanation for why those sex scenes with Florence Pugh were necessary, because it's communicating Oppenheimer's existential dread when he's getting interrogated, and it makes him feel vulnerable, whatever. You can come up with an explanation and justification for anything.
Saltburn had graphic sex stuff in it, I think.
Very, very graphic stuff. Yes. If I see that, I look up parents' guides for things before I watch anything new, and because I don't want to expose myself to that stuff. And I will just completely opt out of watching something that I was initially interested in if I see on IMDb that there's graphic sexual content.
I've given you examples of television shows where I thought they might have earned the scene very rarely.
Some more than others, of course.
But for the most part, I've never felt like it needed to be there.
I think that's how the vast majority of people feel.
Like, I
think that Hollywood studios are pushing it without any genuine interest or demand for it, like, which I find more sinister.
There's I was watching a GoldenEye retrospective recently, and the guy doing this, he does great videos. I forget his name off the top of my head. His whole channel is James Bond, and he was talking about the Famke Janssen sex scene in GoldenEye, and he was like, it was always a convenient time in the movie for me to leave the room with my parents and go get something from the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what that ends up being, right? It just makes it awkward.
It even feels awkward
everyone.
when you're watching something alone.
Yeah.
Like, I would still skip. Another reply that made me laugh said, "You can see who James Gunn's target audience is, and it's people with no kind of impulse control. They'd rather interject their sick-ass fantasies into a PG-13 movie."
This is the thing, though. We just had that whole discussion, right, about we don't think it's necessary, but I read that and I'm like, bro, come on.
Well, of course they're overreacting because we're talking about kissing scenes. If we were talking about an actual sex scene in the new Superman movie, I would probably agree that that's taking it too far.
Yeah, like I was like, I don't even, and the other thing is, like, it ends up becoming like a weird Streisand effect. Like, I don't even remember these scenes. Now they're talking about it. Now people will remember them.
They also went further and said, "I see from you and countless other shills defending James Gunn, targeting a child audience with obviously adult dynamics and themes."
By the way, the fact that they call them gun bots and not gun nuts is a huge lost opportunity in the world of marketing for your Stan cause. If you're a Snyder bro and you don't like Gunn, you shouldn't be calling them gun bots. You should be calling them gun nuts. Well,
honestly, if you are deeply offended by the kiss scenes in Superman or any mild, tame kissing scenes in any movie, you should probably go to horny jail. It says more about you and your mindset if you find that to be just beyond the pale than anyone else.
Like, if you look at it, just Superman in this movie, Doc Martens really get him going, and he can't help himself. He sees Lois in those Doc Martens, and he's like, let's go. Time to make Kryptonian love.
That's the part that I think should have been censored. They should have censored her Doc Martens.
Maybe that's what I should do.
Or CGI replaced them with stilettos.
I just did like a short, I don't think it's out yet, about the top 5 ways they could bring back Helen in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Maybe I'll do like the top 5 things Clark clearly loves about Lois Lane, and number 1 can be Doc Martens and like a loose vest. Right? That's what he loves about her. It's not her it's not her anti-interventionist stance, obviously.
To me, it feels like a shame because Rachel Brosnahan is such a beauty, and I don't think she deserved to be dressed like a lesbian.
Well, that was the comment people were making. So both Isabella Merced and Rachel Brosnahan's outfits from the premieres were far more revealing than anything that was shown in the movie.
All the premieres, all the red carpets, all the photo shoots, she's wearing sexy attire, and in the movie, she looks butch.
In the chat, somebody says, "Are Doc Martens still a thing?" I don't think she was actually wearing Doc Martens, but they were clunky looking, like Doc Martens. So.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.